and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Wednesday the 17th of September 2025. In today's Millwall news, would you Adam and Eve it? It's happened again. Again. Money problems. This is from millwallfc.co.uk, the club's official website, with the old seats in yellow. The Den. Need to update that. GuavaPay club statement. Can you guess what's coming? Millwall Football Club has been informed that GuavaPay, the parent company of its front of shirt partner MyGuava, has suspended all customer transactions and services across their consumer platform with immediate effect. While this is plainly a serious matter, the club understands that the suspension is due to unresolved issues with the Financial Conduct Authority. The club has received no indication of when it may be resolved. However, it has been assured that clients' funds remain fully safeguarded. The following guidance has been provided by GuavaPay. Account holders will no longer be able to load and accept new funds into the MyGuava app or create additional cards. Existing balances remain safe and protected in accordance with GuavaPay safeguarding obligations. Existing customers can still view their account and access transaction history via the MyGuava app. Existing funds can still be withdrawn, transferred, spent until the balance is zero. The club remains in direct dialogue with GuavaPay and the FCA and is closely monitoring the situation alongside GuavaPay's other UK sporting partners. That's an interesting line they put in there. Supporters who hold an account and require assistance are advised to contact support@myguava.com. The club will continue to share any further updates with fans as soon as these are received. So here we go again. Another sponsor, another set of problems. Is it going out of business? Is that why, what's going on? So they have been hit with a suspension by the Financial Conduct Authority, and that suspension means they basically have to stop doing what they're doing. They can't do anything really. Now we don't know why that is. We will get into that in it, but the interesting thing is the line there. So who told them? Millwall has been informed by who? And then they've said, but then it kind of intimates that GuavaPay. So the following guidance has been provided by GuavaPay. Now I haven't seen this on GuavaPay's website, MyGuava's website. So maybe they've emailed their customers. I don't know. Maybe someone at the club was using this and they got the email, which would be unfortunate. So we don't know. But alongside GuavaPay's other UK supporting partners. So what? Obviously, everyone's, oh, here we go again. Millwall, they've signed a shit sponsor that's not going to pay, like Husky Chocolate, Euro Ferries, all of that stuff. But it's kind of unfair in this situation because MyGuava, they were sponsoring QPR to some extent. Maybe not the shirt, but behind the scenes. And Crystal Palace, and I think Surrey Cricket or the Kia Oval. I don't know if they're separate or the same thing. So they were involved in sponsoring other sporting, stuff in London before Millwall were part of it. So you would imagine that kind of thing, that would be kind of proof of concept. So it's like, okay, it's a new thing. We're not really sure. Fintech, financial tech. This was what the kids do these days. They use all this stuff. Luckily, obviously they didn't. I think the plan eventually was to use MyGuava cards as a season ticket. So fucking luckily that hasn't come in now. That didn't happen before this happened. So, but yeah, pardon me, Jesus. Right, so let's have a look. So, I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. I never heard of MyGuava, even though we find out when they join and become sponsors of Millwall. They have been sponsoring Crystal Palace and QPR and Surrey Cricket. I didn't know about them, so first thing you do, of course, you go to uk.trustpilot.com, an independent review site. It's basically like TripAdvisor for just anything, any bit of business, I'd imagine. TripAdvisor is just really mostly just restaurants and hotels, isn't it? So this is just, you can literally rate anything, any business that provides some kind of service. Now, I should tell you that this here is very alarming and very weird. This is not how a normal banker reviews go, the distribution. Get a maths professor to look at this. This is not normal. This is not a normal distribution of reviews. So you can clearly see, if you see anything like this, these reviews are fake. Well, the 5-star reviews are fake. The 1-star reviews are probably true, and the 5-star ones are trying to cover up the fact that, bump up the score from the 5-star reviews. And you see, even though they've done all that, it's only gone up to a 3.8, which if we go down, and you can see even at 3.8, it is number 108 of 117 companies in financial institutions, and 37 of 41 in money transfer services. So even with that score, so the other companies have a better score than this. These days, it's only going to get worse with these reviews, these fake reviews. And you think, well, what? Someone has to log in. Someone has to, start an email, a new email, log in, sign in, respond to that email, and then leave the review, verify the email. It's not worth it. They have software that can do that. Bots. They're called bots, software bots, that will do this. And companies in the Far East, mainly in China, will do this. And now that they have AI, they can use AI to write English reviews, so it's even easier for them to do. Because before, they would just leave a little short... can we get any here? No. So you normally see a review, it's like, oh, it was great, so much fun, but like a two-line review. Because they don't English. Not like me's. I English very good. My English super. I learned from book. They don't English. But now they use AI. You couldn't tell. Is this a real one? Is this not real? What you can tell though is that this distribution of reviews is not real. This is bizarre. And it was like this when we first signed up to them, because I made a video at the time when it was announced, and I showed this Trustpilot page. I was like, oh, this is... not sure about this. Right. So, I've got the 1-star reviews up. 28th of August. That was the last review. It's, so you can see. Hopefully this isn't a Millwall fan. This is Nicholas Walker. Because he says, I opened my MyGuava account after they became a sponsor of my football team. Oosh. Although, is this 2025? I don't know, because obviously they first became a sponsor last year. Did he open his account last year or this year? I was initially hesitant to move away from Wise, but the advertised benefits of a multi-currency wallet persuaded me to give them a chance. At the point of opening, I made it clear I would be depositing in excess of 25k per month. Is he a drug dealer? That's the thing. Despite this, when I finally began using the account a few months later, issues started almost immediately. Within just 2 payments, I was contacted by MyGuava requesting invoices to justify the deposits, and that's the thing here. They have... you may have seen on social media, someone tried to get some money out of the bank, and the bank says, why do you need this money? It's like, it's my fucking money. What do you mean, what do I need it for? It's my fucking money. And they're like, oh, no, you need to tell us what it's for. It's like, Bruh, it's my fucking money. What do you mean? And this is the thing, this failing Labour government, and the one before it as well. This They're trying to stop cash moving around that they can't tax, and that may be proceeds of crime because they've let infinity immigrants in that are they're up to no good. I think it's insane how many you've seen all the barbershops opening up, barbershops in inverted quotes, laundering the drug money, and this is like an anti-money money laundering thing. So within just 2 payments, I was contacted by MyGuava requesting invoices to justify the deposits, accompanied by warnings that my account could face restrictions if I did not comply. Although I provided the documentation, the same situation arose again days later with further requests for invoices, proof of conversations with buyers, and repeated threats of account limitations. Even after complying fully, I found myself unable to complete a BACS transfer to a new recipient. When I requested clarification, I was told the payment was under review, with no indication of how long this would take to resolve. So, it goes on and on and on. And when you complain to them, they just send a generic reply. And then, here's the thing. They're responding to the reviews on here. But this is from the 26th of August. This bank is absolutely awful. They have had my account blocked for a month now, and they keep giving me the same reply. So for a month. Can you imagine having your bank account blocked for a month? Obviously, his name Isaac Zahir. Did he send money to Gaza, to some organisation that he shouldn't have sent money to, and they've locked his account? You don't know. Here we go. Another. Obviously, these are all. I've sorted it by all 1-star reviews. This isn't all reviews, because if you did all reviews, they just pump 5-star reviews in themselves. They're clearly fake. After a terrible previous experience with MyGuava, where they would temporarily block my account for no reason and take ages to sort it, I thought I would see if things have improved. They haven't. I was asked to send ID, and after some time told that my application had been declined, presumably because of the issues I had before and the fact that I closed my account. So why would you go back if it doesn't? If they already closed your account, why would you try and open a new one? That one doesn't make any sense. Silly Billy. Refunds take 30 days, etc. So this is the thing. Like I think this is from Canada. Yeah, he's from Canada. So it's not just in the UK. 220 quid. He's missing here. And again, they did this thing where they gave you rewards for referrals, which is the thing I think that Millwall were kind of involved in. I think Millwall would get referral money, affiliate links, if Millwall fans signed up. But, they're knocking people for the referral rewards. They're not paying that. So, again, these people have signed their friends up to it, and they're not getting paid for that. Been great for a year until yesterday. Restricted my account after using the request by link feature, and now my account's blocked and no sign of it getting unblocked. I had good things to say about MyGuava, so literally they just blocked it. He's only done 2 reviews on Trustpilot, and one of them is to say this: it was going well, and then it wasn't. So again, do they have the funds? They tell us they have the funds, but I have a few cards, and this is by far the worst. Firstly, took a month to change my address, and then keep adding 2 lots of interest every month. Then, as soon as my statement came in, I couldn't use it until I paid the statement amount, even though it's not due for weeks. You contact them to be told we passed it on, and then take weeks to come back to you. Joke of a card. If only had money to pay it off and close it. So again, I think it works as well like a credit card, some of them. So some of them it's like money transfer, it's like a bank card. Some it's like a credit card. So, yeah, this is, it's not good. It's not good. Yeah, so there you go. So what the fuck is going on? Well, let's go to the Financial Conduct Authority. They're not going to. They don't tell us the reason why, but you can go to their website, register.fca.org.uk. This is their number 900-888, which they MyGuava list on the bottom of their page. If you scroll down, it's there as long as with their listed address, which is 24 Monument Street, which is Monument Place. So it's GuavaPay Limited. That's the main firm. What do you call it? The mother firm, head firm. I don't know. What's the phrase? I forgot the phrase at the moment. Company, holding company. So GuavaPay Limited, again from the FCA website. Right. Some activities by yellow warning. Some activities by this firm may not be protected. This firm is shown on the register because it is now or was previously approved by the FCA. So which is it? Are you going to tell us? Like, what the fuck is going on? As a result, you may be able to complain about this firm to the Financial Ombudsman Service. If this firm goes out of business owing you money, you will not be able to claim compensation from the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. If you would like to check what is and isn't covered, you can ask this firm to confirm this to you in writing. There's more information on the Financial Ombudsman Service website and the FCCS's website about the kind of complaints and claims they can help you with. The final decision on whether or not they will consider any complaint or claim is for the Financial Ombudsman Service or the FCCS. So it's not regulated by a bank. You can't claim compensation. Like if before we had the banks failing, was it Northern Rock? You can't claim money back if from that scheme that protects bank customers' accounts if this goes out of business. So here's their address, their phone number, the information website. So this is what they're listed as: a small electronic money institution. It's not listed as a bank, so it's not protected under the FCCS or whatever it's called. And this is how, these are the names that they trade under. So GuavaPay Limited is the main one, and then it's also Cardium, Guava Base, Link Center, MyGuava, and My Money Move. All of these names. So it may be that they received so many complaints about this company that they restricted them. And this is from today, the effective since 17th of September. Restrictions on new and current business. So let's go and find out what the fuck that's about. So this what that takes you to. Restrictions on new and current business, 17th September 2025. Restrictions on new and current business. Number 1. The firm must refrain from carrying on any new business and from accepting any new electronic money from existing customers, whether by way of issuance, top-up or otherwise, pursuant to its registration as a small authorized electronic money institution under the Electronic Money Regulations 2011 Act, except with the prior written consent of the Financial Conduct Authority. So I assume that's mean, I don't know what that means. Without prejudice to paragraph 1 above, and for the avoidance of doubt, the firm shall not, without the prior written consent of the FCA, onboard any new customers, issue any new e-money on behalf of existing customers, accept any new customer funds, or onboard or register any new payment service users. For the avoidance of doubt, the firm shall continue to permit existing customers to redeem their e-money and withdraw funds in the ordinary course of business. And preservation of records, the firm must secure and preserve all records and or information relating to its services and its systems in their original form or in a copy proved to be identical to the source material. These must be retained in a format and location within the United Kingdom and to be notified to the FCA within 5 business days of the effective date such that they can be provided to the FCA or to a person named by the FCA promptly on its request. The requirements in this application shall take effect immediately on its acceptance by the FCA and notification of such to the firm by email. The requirements will stay in effect until the FCA is satisfied that they can be lifted. So again, they do not tell us why. Why? What is the problem? What's happened? What's going on? Why have they done this? We don't know. Now, this is a website that has a weird web address. It's gov.uk, it's Companies House website, but the address is find-and-update.company-information.service.gov.uk. So you go on there and you search for a company or someone who's a director of a company. You can find out all their information. You can find out where they live. Yeah, isn't that fun? So if you've got people chasing you, they can find you. If you've been registered director, they can find out where you are. That's why a lot of people, they give their registered address as the company address or the address of their lawyers or their accountant. But some people, they're stupid. They put their personal address on here. So here we go. This is for GuavaPay Limited, which is, the head thing. So let's go down and we'll just go to January. So 22nd of January 2025. They put out a statement on the 31st of December 2024. So it seems they issued shares and that raised them money. So they raised £13 million and €4 million. Okay. And then they have a confirmation statement on the same day. End of February, 28th of February, the 2 directors leave. They're gone. Kamal Hazanov and Elkan Nazibov. What's going on there? Is this a Russian thing? Are they connected to Russia? I don't know. Now, March, Guy Noble comes in as a director. They changed their address from one... I'm not going to say fake address. Here's the thing. If you go down there, there's not going to be an office that says MyGuava and there's going to be people in them with MyGuava. This is literally just the place where is legally their address. This is Salisbury House is famous for that. It's not really where they are. It's just like a PO box but glorified. And I think Monument Street is the same. So they changed their address in May. Changed the director's details on the 19th of June, 2 of them. So does that mean like addresses or that? Again, they've appointed a new director, Michael Beeson, on the 1st of July. Now, at the end of July, the guy that was appointed in March, he leaves. So he's only there from March to August, and then he's gone. Guy Noble's gone. Another director's details have changed. Oh, she's changed it again. Laura Kristen McCracken. Is that a real... I thought that was a fake name. Phil McCracken. That's actually a real name. Laura McCracken. Change of details to Tano Tech Holding Limited as a person with significant control on the 27th of May. Now this just gets put out on they published this on the 5th of August. Why did that take so long? And here's the thing. The 27th of May is when they changed their registered address. How coincidental. Why did they do that? And now, termination of appointment. So a director that they appointed in July, at the end of August, he's now gone. So you got two directors left in February. One comes in March, he's gone at the end of July. One comes in July and he's gone at the end of August. That seems a bit chaotic to me, boys. So yeah, I wonder what's going on. I don't know, but very strange, very strange. Will they pay the customers? Will they pay Millwall? Will they pay Millwall the money they owe them? Will they pay them the referral money that they owe them? We don't know, but you know, here we go again. It seems. Will we have them removed by the end of the season from the shirt sponsor? Don't know. Will they just keep it and carry on? I don't know. But yeah, funny business. Funny business. So, let's get on to some post-match. We've got post-match comments, post-match stats, and then news of a under-21 player signing a long-term contract. But we'll start off with this. So southernnews.co.uk, Mill boss explains tactical switch in Crystal Palace EFL Cup loss. Remember, Southwark News publishes tomorrow, so when you see it tomorrow morning, when you go to the corner shop, pick up a copy. Why not? Alex Neil explained why he switched shape for his side's Carabao Cup tie with Crystal Palace on Tuesday, with Mill holding the Eagles to a 1-1 draw over the 90 minutes before losing 4-2 on penalties. The Lions were much changed heading into the match, with 20-year-old French midfielder Derek Mazusako making his debut, and Neil opting to set the Lions up in a 3-4-2-1 formation rather than the 4-4-2 he had employed for much of the season. The switch worked well, with Mill winning duels across the pitch and containing Palace's dangerous forwards, including ex-Lion Romain Esse, who was replaced at half-time after being marked out of the game by Caleb Taylor, who was making his first Millwall start. Then they talk about the game. We don't want to dwell on that. Neil explained why he made the change in formation and why it worked so well. We've got a lot of inexperience in the middle of the pitch, with Derek and Dan playing, who I thought were terrific, both of them. Derek played the full game, and Dan came off early doors, and then I thought Reece, was good when he dropped back in there as well. But what we did do, is we had an extra man in the back line, because against Palace, they end up 5 versus 4 on your back line, and if you can't stop the ball getting there well enough because your press is not maybe efficient enough, they'll hurt you. And I think matching them up across our back line was definitely the best chance that we were going to have to contain that and make sure we win those duels and make sure we can hit them in transition. I thought we did all that, and I thought we did brilliantly. I thought, more and more the game wore on, the better we became at it. Exactly. I agree. Now, this as well, from Alex Neil, reveals why Millwall duo were withdrawn from Crystal Palace EFL Cup loss. Well, I imagine it's injuries. We know that. It doesn't take Sherlock Holmes to figure that out. We saw it for ourselves. Daniel Kelly was withdrawn from Mill's penalty shootout loss to Crystal Palace with a tight hamstring, while Max Crocombe suffered a toe injury in the warm-up. Alex Neil said following the game on Tuesday. The duo were named to Neil's starting 11, but Crocombe pulled up in the warm-up and was replaced by between the sticks by Stephen Bender. Kelly played the first 20 minutes of the match, but went down after making a surging run into the box and was replaced by Turno Ballo. The short-handed Lions played admirably against the Premier League side. Neil is unsure when the duo will be back. Max has got a sore toe, I believe, and Dan's got a tight hamstring, so I don't know how long they'll normally take. Luke Condell and Massimo Longo both started against Charlton last Saturday, missed the matchday squad, with Neil saying they were unavailable for selection through injury and were potentially not risked ahead of the Lions' next fixture against Watford on Monday, September the 22nd. So I think it's just bruised and battered injury. It's I don't think, because it's just them really, Condell and Luongo. They're the main guys. Even though you would imagine if Bangor Williams come back to fitness, but if Bangor Williams hits that fitness mark, he's got to be considered one of the first names on the team sheet, I think. Even in the middle, whether that says a 10 or an 8 or a 6, I mean you got to do it. Now moving on to this. Also from the southernnews.co.uk, that performance tonight was a Millwall performance. Alex Neil lauds his players after taking Crystal Palace to penalties in Carabao Cup loss. Mill boss Alex Neil lauded these players after they took Premier League side Crystal Palace 2 penalties in the EFL Cup third round tie. Where they lost, yeah, we know all about that. A much rotated Lions side took the game to their South London rivals from the start, despite playing an unfamiliar system, and matched the top flight side in intensity and chances created. We know about the game. Neil told me all TV afterwards that Josh Coburn was due to take the fifth. So a lot of people digging out, like, where's Josh Coburn? Yeah, we didn't even get to the fifth penalty because Cranmer and Amaku missed theirs. Josh Coburn wanted to take the fifth, plead the fifth. Regardless of the loss, Neil was delighted with his side's display at Selhurst Park. I was proud of the performance in general. I thought our performance levels were excellent. Throughout the game, I thought they were very good. The first probably 4 or 5 minutes were a little bit passive. They cut inside and they had a shot from distance, and Stephen parried it. Then I thought from there we grew more and more in confidence, and I thought we need to realise is we made 8 changes tonight. We lost our goalkeeper in the warm-up. We lost Danny Kelly after 20 minutes of the game. We've drilled all these lads, a lot of them very young in one day, in a very different shape in terms of how to play against a top Premier League opponent. So for them to take all that on board and all those setbacks along the way and put that level of performance in, I thought it was terrific and I was really pleased with them. And that performance tonight was a Millwall performance. It was gritty, it was determined, it was running, it was tackling, it was aggression. And when a few things went against us, we didn't stop. We kept on going. So all those bits, I was extremely proud of the team. The frustrating thing for us is, we didn't manage to go through. Asked by News Again if he was pleased with how his side bounced back after disappointing first half performance against Charlton Athletic, Neil said, "You can see the Palace's team, they were really strong. I know they made a few changes to the team as well, but I don't think it was as much as us. What I was really pleased with was I thought at times we pressed the ball brilliantly and turned the ball over. At times our use of the ball was very good, and we managed to play through Palace and create a couple of chances, which was good. So in the balance of game, I was really pleased, and you could see at the end we were dead on our feet. But like Saturday, we kept going and we didn't give in, and we always try and push and get that next goal. And I thought for their efforts, they deserved that goal and they deserved to take it to penalties. And then from there, you're just hoping that it's our night and maybe the keeper can make a save or two. And all the lads are confident and can stick the ball away. But it didn't happen, so, nae greeting, lad, nae greeting. Now, moving on to this. Rafiq Lamptey pens long-term Millwall contracts. So here we go. This is millwallfc.co.uk. You may have seen him in pre-season and been impressed by him. Yes, he has signed a new contract. The 19-year-old midfielder was involved with the first team squad during 25-26's pre-season. Will now look to continue his development with the Lions. Lamptey joined the club's under-21s at the beginning of the 24-25 campaign and impressed in Kevin Nugent's side in central midfield and also at right back as they competed at the top of the Professional Development League for the third season running. Rafiq's form enabled him to step up to the first team squad for the training camp in Spain in July, plus numerous friendly fixtures, but an injury suffered at the beginning of the season has ruled him out of action for an indefinite period. That is a shame. Lamptey will now remain a part of the Lions squad for the foreseeable future. So there you go. Hopefully he gets back fixed. The under-21s need him. They got not doing too well, so... but signs a new long-term contract, which is good, It's good. Obviously, the transfer window's closed, so what do? You start looking at the squad that you have, and do you extend their contract? Do you option? Do you, Do you approve the options in contracts and stuff like that, That's the business that's going on at the moment. So that's it for the news. Now we're going to look at the stats. So the stats are reduced. There's not full stats because it's an EFL Cup game. This is from whoscored.com. So you see on the right hand side the top performers, the top 5 in ratings, shots, tackles and dribbles. So you can see there a lot of tackling by Mill players. Their player, the Chris Richards, he came on as a sub. He got man of the match for some reason. And And again, Ryan Leonard, I guess it's because they scored the goals. It's a 2-goal game. He scored and Ryan Leonard scored, so they get high scores for that. But then, Caleb Taylor, they're 7.6. So, attempts on goal, 17-8, 11-7 open play, 6-1 set piece. So that is 1 goal from 8. That's 12% conversion rate for us. It's a 5% conversion rate for them. So, our conversion rate was double theirs. We were mostly going down the right side, but not by much. They were pretty much evens. Not really, just mixed all round. Shot directions. Shot zones. So, shooting from inside the box. So, I think at this level, shooting from outside the box, you're wasting your fucking time. Really. I mean, action zones. There you go, mostly in the middle of the park, which is why you have your 5 in the middle, wherever it was. They're saying it was a 3-4-1-2, or it was 3-4-2-1. So there you go. That's what it was. It was 3-3-6-1. Really, or it looks like they're like a 4-5-1, really. But this is just based on the average position of the starting players. So, yeah. And you can see they're playing, 3-2-4-1? Yeah. And we're playing kind of like a 4-5-1, 3 in the middle, 2 out wide, 10 and 45. That's Harding and 10 is Negley. Okay. So, there you go with that. So, let's move on to this, also from whoscored.com. If we go back up, these are match events. First substitution after 23rd minutes. Both teams make changes at half time. We get more yellow cards. We've got 4 yellow cards, 1. They score first after making the 2 changes. Shortly after that, they score. 5 minutes later, we respond. 3 changes at the same time. And I think, is it all 3 players? All 3 of these players were involved in getting that goal, I think. Amaku won the corner. Jack Howland took the corner. And Ryan Leonard scored the corner. So I don't know if Howland and Leonard were talking on the side about, what to do with the corners. Whether he told him, I'm gonna fade run to the front. Just put it flat on the front post and I'll get it. I don't know if he told them that. But there you go. And we've got the pens here, so I think they've included the penalty shootout in the stats on this website. So if you look, so that may skew it, because obviously that's probably affected the result. If you look here, so yeah, for some reason, they don't normally do this. They usually put the team that starts the game, not the team that ends the game. So I don't know if that's because this is a penalty shootout, but they've put the team that ended the game, which is, like I said, not normally what they do. So that's pretty annoying. If you look at the top left and right where the club badges are, you can see the average player rating for Palace 6.83, for Millwall 6.62. So again, you've got to remember this is affected by the penalty shootout. So I would imagine that'd be a bit lower. This would probably be about the same. So, which you would expect in a 1-1 draw, the same. As I said, their player got Richards, the sub that came on, got man of the match based on stats. For Millwall, the highest rated player is Ryan Leonard, 7.7, then Caleb Taylor, then Sturge, 7.1. Now, this is a thing with the stats. The stats and what you see is what you see. Now, Mazusaku, 6.6. How? You could say, well, he got booked. Maybe gave the ball away a few times, but he did win it back by tackling. And for their goal, obviously, they only scored 1 goal, and for that goal, he was the one who jumped with the guy who headed it towards goal, but then there's other players who should have probably could have cleared it, and they didn't. But I guess that's probably on him. I don't know. But yeah, there you go. So Caleb Taylor with the clearance off the line, the C on his name. So let's have a look. Who did what? 17 to 8 shots. Spread around. Ivanovic had 2. And then other players had 1 each. Possession 54 to 45. So again, Mazusako, 4.6% of the match time, he had the ball. Yeah, first game, debut. So, yeah, okay. Why not? Why would I not get on the ball? Kramer 6.3, Bender 5.1, Taylor 5.1. Pass success percentage 83 to 76. Dribbles 5 to 5. Aerials 1. Coburn with 3 this time. Last game he didn't win. He had 5, he didn't win any of them against Charlton. Tackles 17 to 27. Mazusaka with 4. Bangor Williams with 4. Negley with 3. Kramer with 4. Corners 8 to 2. These are the players who won those corners, not the ones who took them. Amaku won 2 corners, and we scored from the corner. So he comes on, he wins a corner. Howland takes the corner. We score from the corner. But when did he came on? Like the 77th minute. So until he came on, no one was running the channels trying to win corners. What were you doing? Like we've got Kramer and Taylor, yeah, and Coburn and Ivanovic at times, and Grant at times, and no one thought, oh, maybe we should try and win a corner. Oh dear. Dispossessed 21 to 7. So yeah, basically having the ball taken off of you. Sturge 3 times. Mazusaki twice. So maybe that's why his score came down, because he missed it, but lost the ball twice. But for them, Pino 5 times, Uche 4 times, Mateta 4 times. Yeah, they couldn't. We were pressing them and making them make mistakes all night long. Let's move on to this. So these are the ratings. It's been sorted. So it includes the penalty kicks that are scored. And you can see, so Ryan Leonard's basically scored twice. That's why he's got the high rating. 7.68. Not bad for someone who came on in the 77th minute. Was on the pitch for 15. Got a rating of 11 touches. 11 touches of the ball. Passing accuracy of 60. That's not good. But fucking hell. 1 goal. 1 penalty scored. 1 yellow card. Why not? 1 shot on target. So we had 8 shots, was it? How many on target? Looks like 3. So 8 to 3 to 1. That's kind of closer to the golden ratio. 8 to 3 to 1. Which is good. So we got... Let's go back to that. So if we go down at the bottom... So Danny Kelly obviously only had 20 minutes on the pitch. 5.91. Amaku 5.97, missed the penalty. I think that may have affected his score, although his passing accuracy was only 33.3. Bender 6.04. And here we go. The can't score twins. Coburn and Ivanovic. I think it was pre-programmed that they would both have a half, because the game was going to be 90 minutes. And you couldn't go to extra time. And I think it was just instead of, because you don't want to piss one of them off or whatever, if he's already sulking about money, you don't want to take him off, bring him on as a sub with 30 minutes to go. So one of them's got 6.15 and one of them's got 6.16. 1 shot, 0 on target, and that was probably, we won't get the yardage, but it was probably about 5 yards out. and kicked it onto himself. Like, fucking hell, mate. And the other guy, 2 shots, 1 on target. Again, not effective playing 1 up front. He can't play 1 up front. Negley against, not a good score, 6.23. Kamal Grant, 6.51. Not sure what that's about. Mazu Saka, as I mentioned, 6.61. Turner Ballo, 6.61. Less time on the pitch. He came on in the 22nd minute. Kramer, 6.71. Bangor Williams. Jack Howland, coming in number 5 with the assist. Zach Sturge, 7.05. So we've got 4 players with 7 rating, and then you got, 5 players with between 7 and 6.5, and then the rest below that. And then you've got 2 players below 6. Let's go on to, were we offside once or twice? No, twice. Defensively, who did what? So we know about tackles. It's Cramham, Sacco, Bangor Williams. Tackles all over the pitch. Harding, Caleb Taylor with 2. Ballo with 3. Negley with 3. Basically everyone in the team had a tackle except for the 2 forwards and the Howland and the goalkeeper. Interceptions. Zach Sturge with 4. Caleb Taylor with 3. Kamal Grant with 3. Clearances. Wow. Crammer with 10. Taylor with 4. Zach Sturge with 3. Grant, Negley, Harding with 2. Blocked shots. Caleb Taylor with 3. And then these players with 1 each. So there you go. So let's move on to this from fbref.com. We don't have the XG because, like I said, it's a cup game. It's an EFL Cup game and they don't carry full stats for that. We go down. We see this. We see that. And here we go. So they had 6 of 17 shots on target. We had 3 of 8. So we had more shots on target, 38%. Our keeper made 4 of 6 saves. There's made 2 of 3. 6 to 15 fouls, 8 to 2 corners, 17 to 16 crosses, 5 to 14 interceptions, and 2 and 2 offsides. That's Crystal Palace. This is Millwall. This is all we're getting. This is the full stats that we've got. This is it. Oh, we've got the keeper. So 80% save rate. We don't have the XG. We don't have anything really for this. Not much going on. So yeah, not really much you can say about that. There's very basic stuff. There's not much to see. So I think on that note, we'll leave it there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.